You wake up and the house is quiet. Not peaceful quiet, empty quiet. No one else is making coffee in the kitchen. No one is waiting for you in the next room. Maybe the phone hasn't rung in days. Maybe the calendar is empty. If you're a senior living alone, you know this feeling. Some days it's calm and easy. You enjoy the stillness. But other days, it gets heavy. That feeling of being disconnected, of being unseen, can sneak up on you. And it's not just emotional. Loneliness is now considered a serious health risk for seniors, increasing the risk of heart disease, depression, dementia, and even early death. It can hit harder than we expect, especially after retirement, after losing a spouse, after children grow busy with their own lives. But here's what I want you to hear clearly. Just because you're alone doesn't mean you have to feel lonely. And today, I want to share a list of small things, intentional, meaningful, doable things, that you can start doing every day to stay connected, grounded, and emotionally strong. Whether you're 60, 70, 80, or beyond, these are daily habits for the thriving elder, the wise soul who refuses to let isolation define their later years. Let's begin. Number 1. Start your day with intention, not with a screen. When you live alone, mornings can feel hollow, quiet in a way that isn't peaceful but empty. The default response for many is to immediately turn on the television or check the phone. It fills the silence with noise, gives you something to do with your hands, something to focus on. But what it also does, quietly, subtly, is begin your day in a passive state. Someone else's voice, someone else's story, someone else's rhythm. But what if you reclaimed your mornings? Instead of falling into the day by accident, what if you stepped into it with intention? Before you do anything else, open your curtains wide and let the natural light pour in. Light has a way of reminding us that we are part of something bigger. Make your bed, not for guests, not for routine, but as a symbolic gesture to say, I choose order, I choose care. Put on music that stirs something in you. Brew your coffee slowly. Say something kind to yourself, out loud. Even if it feels strange, even if no one is there to hear it. Start your day by setting a tone, not reacting to one. And before you look at the news, before you check the weather, before you read messages that might not lift you up, pause. Put your hand on your chest and ask, what is one meaningful thing I can do today to feel alive? It could be a walk, a phone call, a page in your journal, a memory revisited, a letter written. It doesn't have to be grand, but it does have to be yours. Because happiness in old age is not something that floats in on its own. It's something you make room for, and the first room is your morning. Number 2, move your body, even just a little. As we get older, the temptation to become still, physically and emotionally, grows stronger. Pain may show up, energy may fade. The stairs may feel steeper than they once did. And it becomes easy to think, maybe I'm just slowing down now. Maybe this is what aging looks like. But your body, even now, even in your 60s, 70s, or 80s, is not meant for stillness. It's not meant to sit in the same chair all day. It's not meant to stiffen and shrink. It's built to move. And every time you choose to move, even a little, you remind your body that it's still in use, still connected to your spirit, still a vessel for living. You don't need to join a gym or sign up for a class. That's a myth. Just stand up. Walk from room to room. Lift your arms above your head. Roll your shoulders slowly. Sit and stand a few times. Water your plants while swaying to music. Step out onto the porch and breathe in deeply. It's not about burning calories. It's about keeping your body in motion so your independence stays intact. Movement keeps your blood flowing, your joints lubricated, your mind alert. It boosts your mood, improves your digestion, helps you sleep more soundly. And perhaps most importantly, it sends you the daily message, I am not done yet. And don't underestimate how emotional movement can be. Dancing alone in your kitchen to a favorite song can bring joy you forgot existed. A slow walk outside, feeling the wind on your face, can shift your entire state of mind. Senior health isn't just measured in medication and appointments, it's measured in motion. Every stretch, every step, every swing of your arms is an act of resistance against stagnation. So whether you feel strong or shaky today, move anyway. Not perfectly, not impressively, just intentionally. And with every small motion, remind your body and your heart that you are still here and still alive. Number 3, say something to someone every day. One of the quietest and most overlooked dangers of growing older is the gradual decline in daily connection. Not dramatic isolation, but the kind where you wake up, go through the motions, and suddenly realize it's been 2 or 3 days since you've had a real conversation. It doesn't start out as loneliness. It starts as silence. And for seniors, that silence can be deceptive. At first, it feels like rest. Then it becomes routine. Then, without you even noticing, it becomes your new reality. But human beings are wired for connection, not just when we're young, not just when we're busy, but especially in our later years, when conversation becomes one of the most powerful tools we have to stay mentally sharp and emotionally grounded. So here's the challenge, simple but important. Say something to someone every single day. Pick up the phone and call someone. Not a text, a voice, a laugh, a moment. Greet the mail carrier like you mean it. Say hello to your neighbor with eye contact. Chat with the person in line at the pharmacy. Comment on a video like this and join the conversation. Even if it's brief, even if it's awkward. It counts. Because those little exchanges are anything but small. They stimulate your mind. They lift your mood. They remind you that you're not invisible, that your voice still carries weight in the world. Elderly wisdom knows that connection doesn't always come to you. You have to go looking for it. And the beauty is, when you do, you often find that other people were just waiting for someone like you to reach out first. Even a 2-minute exchange can brighten an entire afternoon. So don't underestimate the power of a hello. Don't let another day pass in silence. You don't need a deep heart-to-heart to feel alive. You just need a human moment. And those moments, strung together, can help you feel whole again. Number 4, create something, no matter how small. When we think of creativity, we often think of youth, of talent, of big, showy things like paintings, novels, or performances. But true creativity, the kind that keeps the heart soft and the mind sharp, has nothing to do with age or applause. It's about expression. It's about letting something inside you take shape outside of you. It's about making something that didn't exist yesterday, simply because you felt like bringing it to life. And if there's one thing elderly wisdom has taught us, it's that the need to create doesn't end with retirement. In fact, it may become even more important, because creativity gives us something to look forward to. It provides purpose, focus, joy, presence. You don't need to be an artist. You just need to start. Write down a memory, not for anyone else, just to honor the story. Knit a scarf even if you're the only one who ever wears it. Take out a coloring book and bring a blank page to life. Rearrange your bookshelf. Bake a pie from scratch. Sing a song while you fold the laundry. Plant a few herbs and talk to them each morning. Sort through old photographs and jot down the stories behind them, because someday, someone will be grateful you did. Creating isn't about showing off. It's about showing up for yourself. When you make something with your hands, or your voice, or your memory, you are reminding yourself and the world that your experiences still have value, that your perspective still matters. And in a time of life when many seniors begin to feel invisible, creating is how you declare, "I'm still here. I still have something to say." So don't worry about the outcome. Just begin. Not to impress, but to remember who you are. Number 5, have a ritual that's just for you. In a world that no longer demands your schedule, no meetings, no children to get ready for school, no clock-in times, it's easy for the days to blur together. When you live alone, you may begin to feel unmoored, like time is just passing through you rather than being shaped by you. That's where ritual comes in. A daily ritual is more than a habit. It's a rhythm. A quiet declaration that says, "This is my time. This is my anchor." It might be something as simple as a hot cup of tea at 3 p.m. But it's not just the tea. It's the stillness, the permission, the routine. It's something that's yours alone, and that gives meaning to an otherwise ordinary hour. You could light a candle as the sun goes down and let it mark the transition from day to evening. You might sit by the same window each morning with a devotional or a poem, letting it set the tone for your thoughts. Maybe you end every evening by playing your favorite song, humming softly, letting the music be the last voice in the room before sleep. Thriving elders often say it wasn't the grand gestures that kept them going. It was the small sacred moments they could count on. And the beauty of ritual is that no one else has to understand it. It doesn't have to serve a productive purpose or impress anyone. It exists because it centers you. It reminds you that life still has rhythm, still has structure, still has sacredness. So find your ritual, the one thing each day that doesn't get canceled, skipped, or forgotten. Make it a non-negotiable appointment with yourself. Protect it. Honor it. Because rituals give shape to time. And when time has shape, life has meaning. 6. Nourish yourself like you're worth it. When you live alone, meals can easily lose their meaning. You might skip breakfast because no one's there to share it. You might eat a piece of toast standing at the counter, or nibble snacks throughout the day instead of making a proper dinner. You might tell yourself it doesn't matter, that it's too much trouble to cook for just one. But let me remind you of something deeply important. You are not less worthy of care, effort, or beauty just because no one else is watching. Food is not just fuel, it's nourishment. Not just for your body, but for your spirit, for your mood, for your memory, for your energy. It's one of the most intimate ways we affirm that we still matter. So don't just eat whatever's convenient. Don't open a can and call it dinner unless you truly enjoy it. Instead, ask yourself, what would I prepare if I had someone special coming over? Now go make that for yourself. Set the table, use the good plate, add a napkin, light a candle if you want to. Sit down, savor every bite, because you are someone special. You are not an afterthought in your own life, and especially in senior health. What you eat affects how you think, how you sleep, how you feel, and even how you age. Nutrition isn't just a science, it's a form of love, a form of respect. So whether it's a colorful salad, a warm bowl of soup, or just a piece of fruit cut beautifully on a plate, treat it like it matters. Because it does. And so do you. Number 7. Remind yourself that your life still matters. This is the hardest truth to hold on to when you're aging, especially if you're living alone. Not because it's untrue, but because it's so easy to forget. The world moves fast. People get busy. The phone may not ring as often. The mailbox may only hold bills. Holidays come and go with fewer voices at the table. And somewhere in the stillness, a quiet question creeps in. Do I still matter? It's a question so many older adults ask themselves but rarely say out loud, because they don't want to sound sad or dramatic or like they're asking for attention. But let's be honest. When the noise dies down and the house is quiet, that question echoes. So let's answer it, clearly and without hesitation. Yes, you do still matter. You are not done. You are not invisible. You are not just a name on a medication bottle or a face in a waiting room. You are a life, a whole life, with stories that haven't been told yet, with strength that others haven't seen yet, with moments of peace, of joy, of laughter still ahead of you. There is still someone who will be changed by your kindness, still someone who will learn from your experience, still someone who is quietly watching how you carry yourself with grace and resilience, someone who needs to see that aging doesn't mean fading, it means deepening. It means becoming more of who you really are. And yes, some days are harder than others. Yes, there are moments where you feel forgotten. But please don't mistake distance for disinterest, or silence for irrelevance. Your worth was never about how many people call you, or how many invitations you get, or whether you're part of someone else's daily routine. Your worth is rooted in the simple, sacred truth. You're still here. And if you're still here, it means there is still purpose attached to your breath, still beauty left for your eyes to see, still mornings for your hands to open the curtains, still nights for your memories to sing you to sleep. So if no one has said it to you lately, let you say it to you, out loud, clear and proud. I'm still here. And that means I still have purpose. I still matter. Not because the world tells you so, but because it's the truth. Final thoughts. You may be alone, but you don't have to be lonely. Living alone in your senior years doesn't have to be a sentence to sadness. It can be a season of rediscovery, of peace, of reflection, of growth. But only if you choose to show up for yourself every single day. So, if you're over 60, over 70, even over 80, and you've been feeling the weight of isolation, know this. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are not finished. Every morning you wake up is a new invitation to love, to speak, to create, to move, to live. Because aging isn't a closing door, it's a deepening chapter. And you don't have to face it alone. We're right here with you. What's one thing you do every day to stay connected and joyful? Drop it in the comments and help inspire someone else who might be feeling alone today. And if this video spoke to you, subscribe for more senior advice, elderly wisdom, and weekly encouragement for all the thriving elders out there. You are still here. You still matter. Let's live like it.